The New York Mets make their first legitimate trade of the offseason, acquiring an outfielder. Luis Severino declines his qualifying offer. And Juan Soto, where is he going to end up? Ken Rosenthal and the guys at MLB Network will give us their predictions next on MetCast. Hey, Mets fans, welcome back in. Ray, as always, if you like our content, please like and subscribe to help grow the channel. But let's get right into it. The New York Mets have acquired Jose Siri from the Tampa Bay Rays. Not a shocking trade, not a big trade, but could be big for the New York Mets. Probably Harrison Bader's replacement. 187 last year, very down in the dumps, but he does have some power. Hit 18 home runs. But the New York Mets, if we look here, are really looking towards that 2023 season where Siri hit 222, 25 home runs, had 12 stolen bases, and only 338 plate appearances. He had a 761 OPS, as highlighted right there. And that's what the New York Mets are really looking for in regard to him. They're looking for a bat that can not only play center field and all the outfield positions, but have a little pop for them. He also graded out in the 99th percentile in regard to speed in the outfield. So he's clearly adding speed to this lineup. I think it's a good acquisition. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but he is under team control until 2027. So if the New York Mets feel him and Tyrone Taylor can kind of be that fourth, fifth type outfielder, I'm okay with it. I wouldn't be surprised if David Stearns brings in some other competition. And if they don't work out, the New York Mets still have Jet Williams and Drew Gilbert, who both project to be outfield prospects coming up potentially this year. I will look forward to that. Now let's keep it going. We have Luis Severino declining his qualifying offer. Probably will net the Mets a fourth-round pick if he doesn't end up re-signing with us. So we'll see where that goes. It looks like Severino's looking for potentially a 3 to 4 year contract. He's not looking for something short term, and I don't know if David Stearns will be in on that market. I think David's going to be swinging potentially a trade if he's able to acquire Juan Soto, going for that higher end pitching market, trying to bring back Sean Manaea, and it looks like Severino is going to be on his way out of here. Now, enough with that. Now on to the Juan Soto news. Looks like the Yankees, as initially reported, will not be the last team to meet with him. That's all we heard heading into free agency. The New York Mets, the Red Sox, everybody, Toronto was going to get a meeting with Juan Soto, and then the Yankees were going to be the dead last team to get the meeting with him. Turns out they meet with him, and right after that happens, the Dodgers come ringing, and now he has a meeting set up with them. And then it looks like Feinstein, I believe, who was reported, said that now the Phillies are also going to be requesting a meeting. So hopefully that news that we heard yesterday and on the Michael Kay show, where the New York Mets will be willing to spend approximately $50 million plus on top of his biggest offer, making him a New York Met. Now, Ken Rosenthal had some interesting comments today. I want to get to that right now in regard to Juan Soto. I think you'll want to hear this.
All right, so then let's go over a simpler topic. Where will Juan go? So
please, we can stop talking about this every day.
Soto's been meeting with all of the teams. I actually do think, Ken, that this is not going to drag on for a while. I think they've been very efficient picking a day to meet with each particular team, setting up, conversations, and then eventually an offer. So I listened to Fair Territory, of course, from the show that was released yesterday. But adding on, is it as simple as highest bidder wins, and it's likely Steve Cohen?
That is, to me, the most likely scenario.
Pause. The most likely scenario is that Juan Soto goes to the highest bidder, and it's likely the New York Mets. Everything after this, it's like, I understand you want to backtrack, maybe give other teams a shot, but you said what you said, and it seems to be the going rate around baseball, but let's keep listening.
Now, as I said on Fair Territory yesterday, strange things happen in free agency, and you don't always anticipate where a player might go. And I used two examples yesterday, too, that I remember most from my career. Albert Pujols to the Angels in 2011 and Zach Greinke to the Diamondbacks in 2015. Those were shocking signings. I don't know that we've had one at that level in recent years. I guess when Semien and Seager went to the Rangers the same day, that was pretty surprising, but it wasn't at that level. So I don't rule out, one, the Yankees retaining Soto, two, the field, any other team, may it be the Phillies or any other club, taking a real run and maybe even signing him. But it just seems to me that Scott Boris's goal, Juan Soto's goal, is to get the most money, to make a precedent-setting deal. And that is entirely their right. It's what Soto worked for. It's why he turned down $440 million for 15 years from the Nationals a few years back, to get to the open market and establish his true value. So who's the guy best positioned to give him that? In my view, it's Cohen. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to end up that way, but if I were a betting man, that's the way I would bet.
How could you not love that, Mets fans? It's not guaranteeing us anything, but it goes to show you, if Steve Cohen legitimately wants to bring Juan Soto in, he's got the upper hand in regard to everyone else. Now, this video is from MLB Network, and look, they are no friends to the Mets. I don't know why a lot of people don't like Steve Cohen in the New York Mets. I'm not sure, but this is what they had to say early on about Juan Soto.
With that very high-profile, pricey free agency out there, reports say that he is meeting with the Los Angeles Dodgers this week. So that means there have been meetings with all the high-priced players after the latest round of meetings with his incumbent employer, the New York Yankees, and he is expected to sign, I don't know who this is being attributed to, by the winter meetings, if not at the winter meetings.
The winter meetings, I believe, are December 9th. So by the winter meetings, which means probably be between Thanksgiving and the second week of winter meetings. And remember, Scott Boras is going to want to get this done. He has a ton of other free agents, including Pete Alonso, who he's got to get done. And he does not want to get caught up with what happened last year with Jordan Montgomery and Blake Snell. Those were two catastrophes to top-end starting pitchers who ended up having to settle for massively shorter contracts than what originally projected. Remember, we had Blake Snell projected to get a 5 to 6 year contract, and he's a free agent again. He does not want that to happen again. But let's keep listening.
Meetings, which would be kind of a nice little touch.
Well, think about it. If you're the Yankees, you go, I want last shot, right?
Okay.
So he's been Red Sox, Toronto. Who else we heard of? Mets. Today's the Dodgers.
Right.
And then the Yankees.
Right.
And so those are the main 5 players. You know, we heard about mystery teams. There's 4 others, all that. I think everybody's getting to the point of, okay, are we playing in the 600 territory if that number's real? These 5 teams are probably the only ones doing it. So.
Yeah.
Carlos Baega reported the Mets are at 660. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. He's been right in the past, but I figured I just, to inform you guys.
So, yeah, I think I said yesterday, it looks like they've accelerated the meetings and everything else. What are you going to tell him? Hey, there's what? Madison Square Garden's a famous basketball court in the world. What are you going to tell them?
Yeah.
You know?
You can eat it Tao.
Yeah,
you can do that as a Met too, by the way.
Yeah, so everybody's sitting there going, even in LA, there's the Hollywood star. I mean, what the heck? We give him a star on Hollywood?
Yeah.
What are they going to do for him? It's about the dollar.
Right.
Now we start hearing the money.
So we should remind folks of what we talked about to start the show if you weren't with us at the top of the hour, and that's the Carlos Baerga generated report.
Boom, boom.
According to Hector Gomez, vis-a-vis Carlos Baerga, the Mets' initial offer to Juan Soto yesterday in L.A., $660. Remember, after he was reportedly turning down the $450 that the Nationals offered him before they eventually sent him to San Diego, and then he went to San Diego and took a year and a half off of his career just to take walks, we all thought the $450 was gone. We thought it was a calculated error that he didn't take the $450. Yeah. He was right. He and his camp, the Boras camp, who, by the way, they know more about this than we do. Turns out they made a pretty good choice in saying no to the $450.
Yeah, I think there's some things that factored in there. There's no doubt about it with how you turn that down. What was he, 23, 24 years old?
With controllable service time left, but, there's...
But, I mean, here we are. I'm staggered at the number. I know everybody's holding up signs.
I've heard everything that I need to hear, and I hope you heard everything you need to hear. At the end of the day, they say on MLB Network, Ken Rosenthal tells you the same thing. He's going to go to the team that offers him the most money. He's played in New York. He's played in California. What more can they do? Anything he could do with the Yankees, he could do with the Mets. Anything he could do with the Dodgers, he could do with San Diego or the Giants or wherever, when he played for San Diego. At the end of the day, he's going to go for the most money. Let me know what you guys think about these videos. Leave a comment. I love interacting with you guys in the comments section. If there's any other breaking Mets news, we'll be sure to bring it to you. Until next time, peace.